Okay, good afternoon. Welcome to this Figma takeaway. So, have you ever experienced the language barrier when trying to explain your most creative ideas? And most of the time, eventually it's being implemented in a totally different way. Well, I think there is a one possible solution, and this is Figma, your one-stop shop for creating about anything and visualizing your ideas to ensure everyone on the team is on the same page. So, what is Figma? Well, Figma is an interactive design application platform. The developers behind this was very smart, and they made it a browser-based UI and UX design application, but a physical application on your machine does exist. Figma is a very capable platform with excellent design, prototyping, and code generation tools. And since it's browser-based, it inherently works on any operating system that runs a web browser. So why would I suggest Figma? Well, collaboration in Figma is simple and it's familiar. People viewing and editing a file are shown in the top of the app as circular avatars, and you can click on them to see what they are currently working on. Figma also uses Slack for team communication, and at my current project, this is very helpful since everything we do is on Slack. So when a channel is created, every new edit or design change will get slacked to every new team member. And this also means that changes to a file will update every instance where the file is embedded. That brings us to the following positive points of Figma. Figma sharing is uncomplicated, it's easy to use and flexible. And when a shared link is created to a specific frame on a page, you can do that as well. The person will open a browser-based version of the zoomed-in view of that specific frame. Next, we're going to look at the embedded Figma file provides real-time updating. Well, why is this a positive point? Well, before you would create and update mockups, you will create prototypes if it's optional, publish the draft designs, review the designs with the team, and in the end, it will be a lot of sharing of images, JPEGs, PNGs, going through an iteration loop. While after Figma, you're going to do exactly the same, but everyone is updated instantaneously. So this eliminates the need for the dedicated apps for prototyping, etc. Another cool feature is that this Figma facilitates developer handoff. The software displays code snippets on any selected frame or object in CSS, iOS, and Android formats for developers to use. I think this is quite a nifty tool. So how does it work? Next, I'm going to show you a small demo of what I believe is some cool features of Figma and what I've learned so far. So let's start looking at the user interface, and we're just going to touch base on some of the collaborating, prototyping, and designing of this awesome application. So the hamburger icon, as expected, has a lot of options. We have a selector tool, including a slice tool. The artboard tool enables us to create new configurations, or we can select it from the property panel, a preset lists of configurations. We also have a rectangle with predefined shapes, a pen tool that allows us to create custom shapes, and of course a type tool in which we can type any text for our ideas. The chat icon allows for location-specific messages. So when we are sharing to multiple people, we can leave them a comment to say, please refer to this design change if it's approved. And the play button enables us to make use of design and prototype. And I'm going to show you how this works. So let's start with a predefined model here. The rectangle tool, you could basically do anything with it. Figma is quite awesome since it has automatic snap. So when you're close to the edges, it will automatically snap into place. Property tools allows you to do a lot of things. You can add a lot of effects. But for now, I'm just going to change the color to something like this. And then we are going to use the pen tool to make a point and create a curve. As you can see, You can probably create anything you like in Figma. Anything you can imagine is possible with this program. So to copy this, you can make use of Control D. It creates a similar object of the same type. Just going to drag that on top and to make it a different color. So this is my background for a application I'm designing. For instance, we can add some text. Let's just choose and make it a bit bigger. We can also create buttons, for instance, with the added text. And since they are both actually one item, you can make use of them both. And let's just type something here. And group them into one object. This makes it easy to move around, to copy and to paste, and you can make changes to them both. And within them, there is a lot of stuff you can do. So you can add some colors for different gradient fills. As you can see, you can make it completely black, or you can make it disappear, as I did right now. I'm going to just copy this. For the next section, I'm just going to show you a bit of the intro into design and prototyping. So this is just the ins and outs. I've already created one that is finished with some of the cool features of Figma. So the cool thing about Figma is that you can drag and drop SVG files directly into your canvas. You can do the same with pictures. So the design prototype works in the way that you click on your specific object, go into the prototype tab section, choose a button. For instance, this button you want to connect to this next page, and this button you want to connect to this next page. And this is currently running, so I'm just going to show you how it works. Afterwards, you click present. It will take a few seconds to create the demo, and then let's just see. I believe, Evert, you can let us know if you used Figma to demo your project, but this is just to show you how it's done. So the sign me up takes you to the next screen, and the burger icon gives us a picture with about us, and the exit button takes us back. I think that is all I wanted to show you today. It's a small introduction into Figma. And this app is really strong in collaboration, and most of our teams are making use of it. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the talk.